Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Billy Strange, and this is Valentino Rossi the game. This is a pre-release copy that we got from Milestone, so thanks to them for letting us check it out early. And this is the beginning of the career mode, so we're going to jump right in. A little flat track action. Alright, here we go. We're going to, well, just the two views to pick from. Oh, look out. So this is interesting. Oh. Very interesting slide. Wow. Gotta park it early. It's kind of hard to keep up your rolling speed. So this will be out this coming Thursday, the 16th, I believe that is. Available on PC, and then I do not believe this is getting a US release date just yet for the PS4, Xbox One. So once again, I am playing on the PS4. This is quite challenging. Seems like you gotta get on the brakes, but not hard early to get the back end to come around. Here we go. My dad used to race flat track long before I was born. And those in America are typically on ovals. I noticed they do have an oval course on here. Gotta be real sensitive with throttle. Kind of cool. It's very difficult though. Very hard to get the hang like that. Very hard to get the hang of. There we go, trying to feather the throttle. So like I said, no US release date for the consoles yet, which is a bummer. I really hope when they do this, because it seems to be the Moto GP stuff, that it's a licensing deal, but who knows. I mean, we just now got Moto GP, whoa, come back. We just now got Moto GP 15 in the US on consoles, which is kind of silly. There we go. Nope, slow down too much. Too much brake. It is very sensitive to how much... Oh! Well, that's what it looks like when you crash. You give it too much throttle. It is very sensitive to how much brake and throttle input there is. So this will take a little bit of getting used to. It is running 30 frames a second. I don't, unless I'm completely mistaken, I'm pretty sure that the console version is 30 frames a second, which is unfortunate. You just missed some of that smoothness and a little bit of reaction. Oh, too much brake. There we go. Once you get the hang of it, I mean, this is an interesting choice to start with because it's meant to introduce something new and to give you like some brake and throttle control, which is a great idea. Whoa, just got hit. But this is not what I would consider, you know, most fans of MotoGP or Valentino Rossi would be wanting to start with. So this is very interesting that they did not start with MotoGP right off the bat in career mode. There are other modes. There's a Rossi Experience. There's also kind of like a playground where you can do drifting. It is on dirt though, which is again interesting. There's some like rally type stuff. We got one more lap. Look out. Oh, that's corners. Crazy. Get out of the way. Oh, way too wide. Feather, 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 feather. Traction. Come on. Sorry. But they do have sections where you can just play the different modes. Like you can just play the flat track stuff. You can just play the rally, which is not. It's around the Monza circuit. No wheel support that I'm aware of, which is unfortunate. Graphically on the PS4, it's alright. Whoa, correct. Ah, crap. Oh, crap. Whether or not this is considered a sim, I think it's extremely difficult, especially since you are not using any kind of, you know, leaning mechanic or anything like that. I think it's very difficult to simulate motorcycles and to be able to comment on whether it is actually a simulation or not. To me, it's very hard to tell. And as you can see here, it looks like your rider levels up per your experience. So this ought to be an interesting mechanic within the game as far as like an RPG element leveling up your rider. Okay, and now for the second race in our first look, we're going to go and jump into the Moto 3 at Argentina. Okay, we're going to scale. Okay, we got more views in this mode. Alright, I usually like the helmet view, first person. So you can't, for brevity's sake, I did not qualify. It looks like you can set it up for practice and qualifying if you like. Well, that feels awkward. And I have played the other MotoGP games before, so I should be fairly familiar with this part. And again, I'm curious why they didn't just start you with this. Well, that feels weird. Oops. It's different. It doesn't feel very responsive, if that makes sense. I'm kind of watching the other riders, and holy cow, that's not gonna work. I had to play with the brake, otherwise I was gonna eat it. I'm having to brake a lot sooner than they are, which now I'm curious if that little RPG element with your rider comes into play, which I don't care for when... Oh, crap. Sorry. When games implement a system like that, you know, it compounds the problem because you, as a player, are learning, for the most part, are learning a skill, even if it's an iteration. You are trying to adapt. Oh, god dang it. You are trying to adapt to what the game is throwing at you. And in theory, your skill level will improve the more you play. So now they're taking that, plus your rider has to improve. It just doesn't feel right. There should not be this big of a disparity. It's Moto 3. You know, there should not, in my opinion, be this big of a disparity between the field. I just don't care for how this feels. I've played the Moto 3 in the other games. It does not feel like this. Unless they change something with the game totally, but that wouldn't make any sense. I think they're just you're going through a rider academy. You have to make a rider for this and a rider for the flat track stuff. And so it would seem to make sense that they're trying to make it like you're an up-and-coming rider. Well, if I'm an up-and-coming rider, put me on, you know, maybe the tail end of the field bike. That way I can work myself up to the middle of the pack and get better rides. I mean, I guess it's one and the same, it just doesn't feel the same. I mean, we are making time back up on the field. Just, I don't know. It feels different, and it could just be me. I'm just not used to, wow, overshot that turn. I could just not be used to it yet, but it always puts that in the back of your mind when they introduce a mechanic like that. A mechanic that I typically have not had. I don't care for. I think it's artificial. See if we can at least finish ahead of a few riders. The key is just not jamming on the brake. I mean, I don't have any of the assists on. Okay, we got one more lap. See if we can't pass some people here. Now I'm so afraid of running, you know, riding in too hard. See? Just feels weird. Again, that could just be me. That turn I just flat took too slow, so that was my fault. I thought it was much sharper. Line this guy up on the right. We're gonna have to brake early. Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow, slow, slow. There we go. Poor Moto 3 bikes, you feel like you can get out and walk faster. I know that's not the case, but that's just what it feels like. I didn't get on the brakes early enough. I'm gonna... Whew. I don't know how I saved it. And we're back in 34th. Awesome. Sorry. I gotta run through there. Just trying to gauge how fast I can take a turn here. Oh, hi there. Hi there again. Now I'm way back in the pack. Well, hopefully this gives you, you know, a little bit of a first look. I didn't do too well there, but just trying to learn the mechanics. And like I said, it just doesn't feel quite right. But yeah, thanks so much for, you know, checking the game out with me. This is our first look. For more Valentino Rossi the game coverage, be sure and subscribe if you already haven't to Inside Sim Racing. You can always hit up our website at isrtv.com to get informed of all the latest in sim racing news. You can also follow us on Twitter at Inside Sim Racing. You can follow me at strange_Billy. You can also follow us on Instagram at Inside Sim Racing. And once again, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.